In this episode of Zone RV's Big Lap Around Australia, we head towards Cape York's east coast, exploring Chilli Beach and some amazing campsites. We'll tackle the legendary Kalpowar Crossing, visit Lakefield National Park, and put our van's suspension to the ultimate test. Then it's back to civilization for a stop at one of Australia's most iconic pubs. We begin our journey at Bramwell Station. After catching up with our friends Elisa and Wayne, it was time to hit the road again. We double checked our setups and did our final inspections of the vehicles before setting off towards Chilli Beach. We made sure to top our water tanks up at Bramwell, as we weren't sure about water availability at the next campsite. While we had water access, we gave the solar panels and cameras a quick wash and spray to ensure a safer trip. I'd recommend regularly checking the solar panels, as dust can block them and reduce their efficiency. Once everything was prepped, it was time to head back into the dust and onto the PDR. Alright, so we just turned back off the PDR. We're about 100 k's back to Cohen, about 160 to Weipa, and then we've actually come from Bramwell Station Day, which was about 150 as well. So what we're going to do now is go Portland Roads, head in there to Chilli Beach. Now, Chilli Beach, one of the nicest places you'll stay along the coastline here on the east coast. So part of the trip home will be all the east coast of Cape York. So there's so much to see on the way back down. So we've split our trip up with going west on the way up. We went and saw Weipa and those sides, now we're in Mapoon, and now we've gone down the east coast. So obviously it's a little bit more windier. So a lot of people get scared off of coming to Chilli Beach because of the wind. But I want to encourage you, it's worth going in to see. There's some World War II stuff along here as well. And it's just a really cool drive. You actually end up in some rainforest, there's some ranges and hills. So it's just another nice spot to come and see. Spent a couple of days here. I think we're here for 3 nights. So looking forward to that. You can have a look at the vans. They're pretty dusty and dirty now. So you'll often see PDR. Anyone who hasn't gone quite up yet, it's nice and clean. Anyone who's been up and on their way back has got the Cape York badge. So we've definitely got that happening here, but it's been really good. So nice to be here. Can't wait to get some good seafood too. So where we're staying, there's opportunities to get seafood there. Portland Roads too is a bit of an iconic spot where basically in World War II they had built a jetty and things there for the army. So looking forward to seeing that too. And if you're a fisherman, great spot to go. The drive towards Chilli Beach took us through the stunning Iron Range National Park. Along the way, we passed through some amazing rainforests and impressive granite boulder landscapes, which look completely different from the Cape's west coast and top end. It took us about 3 hours to reach our campsite, with a few river crossings along the way to put our setups to the test. Fortunately, it was an easy drive compared to what we'd expected during the wet season. We decided to explore a new campsite area near Chilli Beach, located in Cape Weymouth. Alright, well we're here on the banks of Chilli Beach in Cape Weymouth. So this is a private campsite. It's really nice. We've just pulled up here. We've got the 21 footer in, which is great, the 19 footer and the 2 expeditions. So I think they can house about 6 or 8 vans and that's it. Beautiful place, great outlook. A little bit sheltered, so you know, still a breeze here, but it's not like on Chilli Beach where it just really blows straight in there. So there's a bit of natural protection here. We're just in a bit of a cove. Cracking spot. Can't wait to have a look out on the water. The guys who own the place told me they had whales pass here this morning, so that's awesome. But just amazing to come all that way, and the drive you'll see in those shots of coming through the road, Portland Roads, is amazing. Just different landscapes. You go back across the Great Dividing Range. It's just really cool, and we're thankful to be here, and we're going to have some seafood tonight, so can't wait for that too. So we'll go and check it out, and yeah, really like this part of the coast on the east coast here at Chilli Beach. After settling in, we enjoyed the amazing sunset views from the campsite. The owners have put a lot of effort into building a beautiful platform, perfect for admiring the reef. If you're lucky, you might even spot a few crocs. The next morning we set out to explore more of the area around the campsite. We'd heard about a local cafe, the only one in the region run by locals and known for its great seafood. So we decided to take a quick drive to Portland Roads, a historic World War II site and home of the famous Out of the Blue Cafe. It's incredible that it's in such a remote place. Locals make the effort to run a cafe and serve fresh seafood. After lunch, we explored a bit more of the area before making our way to Chilli Beach. Chilli Beach is a must visit on any Cape York itinerary. This iconic white sand beach, lined with coconut palms along Cape York's eastern coastline, is simply breathtaking. Righto, well we're down here on Chilli Beach and this is a cracking spot, one of the nicest spots along the east coast on the beach, right on the front here, so tide's just on its way out. We've just gone and had lunch over at Portland Roads Cafe. If you're in the area, definitely book and go there. It's just a great experience, had some beautiful local fish. Everyone enjoyed that, a couple of nice panko prawns or however you like them done. They make an excellent prawn sandwich as well. Really, really nice, but it's worth coming to see. Like, it's such a nice beach here. You'll see all the palm trees like nowhere else really on the Cape. It's just a cracking spot. Lots of nice camping along the front here. I just would give anyone a bit of advice that obviously you can tell today there's a bit of wind, a bit of breeze, but also for making solar can be challenging there. We're at Cape Weymouth and that's a private camp. Obviously you can make really good solar there. Got some beautiful viewing decks, just a really nice spot. And a little bit more protected from the wind, because that's one of the downsides of obviously jumping on the east coast. Obviously there's winds, prevailing winds this time of year, southeasterlies that blow straight in, but we've been up the top, it was 32 degrees, now we're back to about 28, so it's quite nice here today. Beautiful time to walk the beach. Pretty impressed too, last time I came here, lots of rubbish on the beach. Everyone's been doing a fantastic job of picking up the rubbish, so well done to everyone who does that. I sort of believe what we could do is hashtag 4 from the floor. Everyone picks up 4 pieces. That's even all you have to do to make a difference in our country. If we all just picked up 4 pieces of rubbish whenever we go somewhere, that would make a huge difference. And I used to do that a lot when I worked in Indigenous communities as a youth worker. It can change the course of your area and your landscape. So anyway, I hope you have a great time. We're going to have an awesome day today just looking around Lockhart River in this area, and it's a beautiful part of the world where in World War II, lots of American soldiers, I think there's 7,000 soldiers in this area hiding, and would have had a great time. Obviously, being at this beach, ocean, there's heaps of sharks we've seen cruise past, obviously crocs will be here, but it's just a cracking spot. You can get oysters too off of the rocks when the tide goes out, so it's quite a flat beach. Shallow for a fair while and then drops off, but definitely put it on your bucket list. Come across, either do the Frenchman's, drop your van off here, go and do the Frenchman's track, but a really nice part of the Cape. Another epic little iconic spot along your way on your travels. All right, I've just pulled in here and this is one of the rangers' huts along the way here. So one of the good things in all these national park areas here in Lockhart, Rangers huts here, you can come and ask for any information. They'll talk about some of the walks, the World War II stuff that's in the area that you can see. It's just really good to know that these guys are always here. They come around every day. If you camp at Chilli Beach, they definitely will come and check on you and make sure you got your permits and you've paid for your sites. But more importantly, they're like a tourist information centre in these areas. So you can come find out exactly what's going on, find out about conditions, what to do. Lockhart community is just down the road as well, so if you desperately need fuel, you can go into Lockhart. These guys will give you some great advice too on what you should do in those areas. There's food and stuff there as well if you desperately need it. So yeah, it's a good spot to come and check out. Another really good thing to come and have a look at while you're in the area in Lockhart is to have a look at this range here. Iron Range Air Force Base was back in the day. Now it's just a commercial runway here. Lots of people use this obviously for the local community to get in and out during the wet season and the Royal Flying Doctors. But it's really good to come and just check out a lot of history here in World War II. 7,000 American soldiers were based here, so it's really interesting to just check it out. Lots of things to see and do while you're in the Lockhart area. A few days later, it was time to move on and leave Cape Weymouth behind. It was tough to say goodbye to such a beautiful campsite, but we had our sights set on the next destination, Lakefield National Park. We attempted to fill water at Chilli Beach, but the water pressure wasn't enough, serving as a really good reminder to always carry extra water reserves. Instead, we headed to Musgrave Station on our way to Lakefield. There, we topped off the cars and water tanks before continuing towards Kalpowar Crossing. Alright, so we're coming into Lakefield National Park. Now this is a bit of an alternate route on our way back. So we went up the PDR through the Kalpowar River crossing. We're going back and we're going to camp actually tonight in Lakefield on the Kalpowar Crossing. So it's a really nice spot. There's some really nice lagoons out here. Beautiful part of the Cape. It's just really got a lot of the iconic big termite mounts as well through this part of the track. So can't wait to get in there. It's just nice drive. Actually, last time I did this track was really rough. This time it's graded. It looks excellent. We've been able to cruise along about 80 k's an hour with minimal movement at all. So you just never know, but please, I'd encourage everyone, put this on your bucket list. There's so much in Lakefield, heaps of different areas, and we're going to check them all out. So we're in Lakefield National Park and you hit this plains area, and I've been through here before in the wet. You can see actually where all the pigs and stuff come in here and they just absolutely rip the guts out of the place. Heaps of termite mounds and things, but it's really different when you come through, and it's different times of years. I've been up here before earlier in the wet season. Now we're coming into the end of August. It's dried out. They've actually run their fires through here to clean it out for the year, and then it starts to wait for the wet season to come and the rains bring it back to life. But no, it's really cool. You can see there's a lot of breeze here, so not just only up the tip, but even back here in Lakefield she's blowing. So different skies today. We haven't had any rain this whole trip, but there's an opportunity that maybe a few little showers today. But beautiful drive. Road's been immaculate. I cannot believe how good the road is through here. So definitely put this on your list. Come through Lakefield, where we're going tonight to camp. Heaps of crocs, heaps of good fishing there too in the right time of year. So we're starting to get closer towards the warmer waters that'll really get them going. So make sure you make an effort to get up here and do these tracks and explore these areas. They're just so good to see, and it's so different to the rest of Australia. track to our next campsite at Hahn Crossing was a great chance to put the van's suspension to the test. We mounted GoPros underneath the van to get a closer look on how everything was performing. After a few hours of driving, we arrived at our new campsite. Alright, well, we made it. We're here at Hahn River. It's so nice to be here at the crossing. Beautiful creek, It's just amazing that this much water's still here. Time of year, heaps of barra, heaps of crocs, beautiful spot, heaps of room too, so pretty big campsites here. So there's obviously 4 of us travelling in our convoy, but this site here was available for 5. A little bit of wash from the wet season, so you just got to be a bit careful when you come to places like this. One's obviously a bit sandy here and it's had a bit of erosion, but not that rough to get in here, pretty good. A group of our size, we're going to have a really good fire and a few drinks tonight, celebrate what we've done on this trip, and really fun to be here. A little bit creepy when you get near the water. It's quite, I would say, at least a metre or 2 up to, if you fell in there, getting out, we were just talking about, would be so challenging. So having Crocs and all this stuff here, it just makes it a little bit more on edge, and that's exciting too. It actually gets you going, so glad we're here. I'd love to see Pete grab a barra out of this river, so let's see if you can pull that off, Pete. But anyway, looking forward to catching you around the fire a bit later. We settled in, set up camp, built a fire and tried our luck on the fishing rods. Over the next few days, we explored Lakefield National Park. Many of the roads are closed during the wet season, but in the dry season, they offer access to stunning lagoons and plenty of fishing and camping opportunities. All right, well here we are at White Lily Lagoon. This is Birdwatcher's Paradise, and we just had some people here in a tourist van that had a snake run over their feet as well. So it's you're out in the bush and just got to always be a bit careful. Obviously Crocs in here as well, but really nice. Bit of a breeze today, so this road here takes us down towards Old Laura Homestead, which we're going to go and have a look at. Kalpowar Crossing, which is another iconic spot. Really nice there where the water runs across. This time of year, it'd probably be interesting to see whether we've got water on the road or not, but big crocs in that river as well. So we had a great night on the river last night in there at Hahn Crossing. Beautiful water just running through there this morning. I went to the crossing itself and had a good look around, and there's about 10 different campsites. So I suggest if you go in there, to me the best one there was Camp 6. Looked really nice, you're right on the water and protected. Pretty hot days at the last few days. So it's about 32 degrees here, but at least with a breeze it makes it better. The other thing too is we've travelled down here, we're starting to get into different sort of soil types. So really extremely dusty today. A couple of the boys are running the air filter socks. Pete and I haven't done that, so we're just doing some comparos there. And then we also just been looking at how our suspension's been working. Some pretty cool crossing there with a lot of rock and stuff. So as you can hear, birds are going off. So if you're into birding, this is your place. Red Lily is also here as well, and that's another spot that's got a massive lagoon. Bit more so in the wet season, you'll see more stuff there. But anyway, we'll move up to the ranger station and then we'll get across to Kalpowar Crossing. right, today Kalpowar Crossing, how good is it? We've just done the crossing out towards Cape Melville, so really nice out there, Bathurst Bay, Bathurst Heads, nice area, good fishing, lots of crocs again, cracking spot here. You can actually see, unbelievable the amount of water that runs through. Up at the campsite, they've got the 23 height is absolutely ridiculous. Like where I'm standing would absolutely be 10 metres up there. I don't know, unbelievable the water that must run through here. Now I've been through here a few times. I haven't seen it quite this low, so obviously end of August now, so it's a long time since the wet season, but water just looks unbelievable. Guys were down here flicking lures before, so yeah, it's always nice to come across here to Kalpowar, and I really like that area in the Bathurst Bay. So a lot of people feel like you got to race to the top, and there's nothing wrong with doing that either. But I'm telling you, there's just so much to see in Lakefield and in Cape Melville. Starkey. Now Starkey's really an iconic track, something I love. I've had an accident, that's where I rolled the camper trailer with my young fella, so it was cool to come back here, and yeah, just took the van through and that, went for a bit of a run over there, but everything's running well. Just got to be careful, check your things. I've done this crossing a fair few times, so I sort of know what it is and how it turns around there. But always be careful when you come to crossings, unless you know them well and you can see your heights. Here at the moment, it's probably 20 centimetres, you know, but if it's half a metre, that I have seen people cross it. I've crossed it when it's been a bit higher, but I've followed someone and I've had the opportunity to follow their track. So always be careful with that. But again, beautiful part of the world. I'd encourage you to come here and see it. Again, tourist bus followed us in here, so it is a great spot to come and have a look at. There's actually water here. Great spot to camp at Kalpowar Crossing. A lot of nice sights there. You can spend a few days, really soak in the place. So encourage us all to get out there. Make sure you do these trips because they're special things, special times around fires, and just make good memories here. So that's what we're trying to do.
Another must visit in Lakefield National Park is Old Laura Station, a historic homestead that offers a glimpse into the past. As luck would have it, we ran into another expo owner there. It's always great to connect with fellow zone owners on the road and hear about their experiences.
Here at Old Laura Homestead. It's really nice. Old buildings, obviously, traditional mango trees and things being planted around here. Some of the old cattle yards are still here, so it's just a really nice iconic spot to pull into. Heaps of people drop in here every day during the season, so make sure you put it on your bucket list. Just gives you a bit of an insight to the early pioneers when they came through here. So obviously we've just driven through and we're about to enter Battle Camp Road, so looking forward to that, heading over towards Cooktown. But definitely drop in here and have a look, and you get a bit of a glimpse into the past and the pioneers who came here way back in the day, which, you know, hats off to them, because yeah, this is harsh country. You have a look around this time of year, everything's dried off. She would have been pretty hard going, but we're thankful as Aussies to have those pioneers, and I think we've still got a bit of that pioneering spirit.
After exploring all of Lakefield's highlights, it was time to head back into civilization. Our goal was to reach Cooktown before sunset, so we pressed on. This last stretch of the drive was truly beautiful. The combination of red dirt roads, green mountains and panoramic scenic views made it an unforgettable journey. It was refreshing to experience such lush greenery after spending a couple of weeks in the red dust. After a couple of hours on the road, we arrived at one of far north Queensland's most iconic pubs.
All right, well here we are at the Lions Den Hotel and we're just getting set up. The boys are setting up over behind us. can't wait, going to go and have a few beers tonight and celebrate getting off the dusty roads for a while. So it's been really nice to get here. This place was flooded early in the year, so we just want to put a bit of support in here and hang out. A lot of people here tonight, bikes and all sorts of things, a bit of karaoke, so be in for a good night.
After settling in, we were ready for a cool beer and a feed, so we headed to the pub to unwind for the rest of the night. We celebrated our journey and the fact that we were back in civilization after completing one of Australia's most iconic road trips, Cape York. In the next episode, we'll explore Cooktown and some of the fantastic campsites in the area. We'll uncover the region's remarkable historical past and take in some of its stunning outlooks. We'll also discover the breathtaking coloured sands of Cape Bedford. As we make our way back into civilization, we'll share our insights and secret tips for living on the road. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a moment of Zone RV's big lap around Australia.